Credit time, so.
Excuse me, Your Honor, there is restitution to the Down Center of $4,900 joint severally with his
Oh, that's
co-defendant.
That's the $4,900. Alternative then will be the difference. Thank you, Judge. Yeah, I don't know from you. Ms. Eo, are you ready on yours?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
In the matter of People versus Reidman, file number 242920, appearances for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Welcome. Present.
Any additions, subtractions, or deletions?
There was one correction, but I think the court may have received the updated address of 4015 South Washington. This case is not particularly an interesting one, but it is one that Mr. Redmond does. He's remorseful. He engaged in conduct that he quite frankly should not have while he was on probation. He's currently on circuit court probation and he's being monitored there. I do see that in recommendation number 1. It recommends that he should serve 93 days on GPS monitoring. Your Honor, I would submit to the court that there's nothing at this point in time that the monitoring is going to do that probation can also oversee. I would also remind the court that the plea agreement in this matter was to fines and costs. I would ask the court to follow recommendations of the prosecutor rather than the recommendations of the probation agent in this matter. Yes, Mr. Reidman did go and he did commit retail fraud. The items in question were batteries and tools less than $100. Not giving that as an excuse saying that that's minuscule because it means a lot to the business. And he understands that and knows that that's not something to do. He does have a prior criminal history and he acknowledges that. He acknowledges this is a decision that he just, quite frankly, just should not have made. And I'd ask the court to take all of these things into consideration. And in lieu of the GPS monitoring, maybe hold some time in abeyance. I think that Mr. Redmond has definitely learned his lesson. As I said, he's on circuit court probation.
What's this about a warrant on the Gladwin?
That warrant is for a failure to pay. I know the charge looks serious, but I believe for the most part that's been already handled. Am I correct?
It's a failure to pay. It's not the charge that you see. There's like a 25 or 50 mile radius just from a case from way back in 2005. I don't know why it comes up as that charge, but.
Hey Siri, how far are we from Gladwin County?
67 miles, yeah.
Michigan is about 63 miles away by car.
Look closer on paper. Well, he's Dr. Magneto. He walks through a store and things just cling to him. Why is it that you like to steal?
It's an addiction. That's what I'm getting therapy for right now.
What have you done to get your therapy? What have you done to get your therapy? What have
What are
you
you doing
done?
in therapy?
Oh, I'm meeting with Danielle Pasela out of Community Mental Health.
How often do you meet with her?
I meet with her once a week on Mondays at 3 o'clock after I get out of school.
So your case manager?
She's my therapist.
Therapist. So what have you talked about in therapy?
The addiction and
What is
that's triggering it.
What's your triggers?
It's like, it's the adrenaline rush, the cat and mouse game of it all. That's what we've come up with so far.
What's this about stalking? Why are you on probation for stalking? Who's your agent? Agent Saxton?
Yes.
You looked at the notes for his treatment health at all?
I'm sorry.
You looked at his treatment notes?
No, Your Honor, they don't come to us. They go to Agent Saxon.
No, but I mean, would you request them?
No, I did not.
So it's not in person, is it?
No. So I think I'll call it.
Six-month supervised probation. $200 fines and costs, 75.50. Strike 5, I'm not gonna have him go to GPS. 50, this is why I'm putting you on probation. 16 sessions at CST. You need to provide, release. We can have access to your notes. If I can get those notes, so those can be provided to Ms. Joseph. Alternative 92 days, time to pay. Oh, $30 per month, random and refrains, so you're under the same. Ours are a little more, the color code is a little more frequent than what DOC does. Time to pay, we'll start with 60 days. Anything else?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. See how that goes. In the matter People versus Underwood on file number 232639, appearances for the record.
Good afternoon, Judge Piper Newbert, on behalf of Ms. Underwood, who is present to my left.
Any additions, subtractions, or deletions?
Your Honor, the only corrections to the report, we did not get an update, would be to her jail credit. Her jail credit is at 72 days, Your Honor, and that is from July 3rd until September 13th. It's incarcerated. That's second offense.
And is she at Odyssey House?
She is, Judge, and she has been there since the 13th when she was released.
So where is where is she at in the treatment of Odyssey House? I think when we last talked about Odyssey House, it may not have been a good fit for you.
There were some concerns initially from Ms. Lyons. I won't restate her comments to me on the record. She did have some concerns about Ms. Underwood's ability to remain and be able at Odyssey House. However, I reviewed some of the things that she brought with her today. She seems to be doing well. She's complying with their drug testing requirements and attending classes there. So she's making progress in her courses there, Your Honor.
So where are you at then in on your stages of change? Where would you say you're at?
Between, I would say I'm doing really good. I'm learning triggers. I'm learning how to change my thoughts to be able to change my behaviors. I've learned a lot. It's been a big help.
What boundaries have they set at the Odyssey House then for you?
What do you mean by boundaries?
Just as for your actions and so forth, let me ask this way. Where are you at in their steps?
As of right now, I've been sponsored. On the 3rd, I will be welcomed to the community as a level 1 if they all agree and accept me in. And that's a really big progress. They said as of right now, the soonest, I have been one of the soonest ones that's been in the program to level up.
And why do you have that distinction?
Because my counselor said that, because I got sponsored in 15 days in. And my counselor said that was one of the soonest that they've had in a long time.
Was it overwhelming when you first got there?
No, not really. It was something I was looking forward to.
Okay. What are your internal motivators then?
My internal motivators, being able to stay clean and sober and be able to take care of my kids as a mother that I should be and be a daughter to my mom and a wife to my husband. Sorry.
Yeah. Did you have anything up in Bay City that was still pending at all? I couldn't tell.
Bay City,
Yeah.
not that I know of, maybe, I'm not sure.
Well, I think you've come a long way since we last saw you.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think you were over there, so.
She was in custody last time, Your Honor.
Yeah.
She was remanded at her original sentencing date on July 3rd. We had an adjourned sentencing date set for the 30th. We then again adjourned to this date. There was a bond motion in between those two dates,
Right.
and then she was released. So she did, yeah. As I said, she had credit for 72 days. Those 72 days were served consecutively. I visited her multiple times in the jail, and I frankly saw an attitude change for the better every subsequent visit that I had with her. She didn't let it get her down, and I think that she had a lot of time to reflect while she was in the jail, and I will say, anytime that I have a client that is released from the jail that might struggle with some addiction issues, you're a little bit nervous to make sure that you don't want them to mess up, and I felt a little bit nervous when Ms. Underwood when the motion to release her from the jail was granted. I was nervous. I didn't want her to take the wrong steps, but I have checked in with her at Odyssey House multiple times and have had positive reviews every time. And I have been reassured, and she looks healthier, and I'm happy to see the progress that she's made over the last 3 or so months.
I think the translation is we're all worried about your health.
Yeah.
Thank
Looks like you're on that path. I'll leave it up to your professionals to let you know where you're at in your stages of change, but certainly doesn't seem like you're in the pre-contemplation stage. Let's do this. I'm not saying you're gonna be a year on probation. We can always, if everything is going well, limit that. So, or tailor it back. early discharge, I guess is what I'm trying to say. 1 year supervised probation. The fees, you'll have to be responsible for the 75, 50, 50, 80, 50, and then 30. Random and refrains, but we'll just use the test that you have at Odyssey House. So you must continue your treatment at Odyssey House. Oh, correct. And complete the same. Then you said they're at 76,
72.
72. Give you 72 days credit for 72, and then the alternative. The 390. All right,
Your Honor, is the time at Odyssey House a specific number of days or just in
they have a
recommendation?
program.
Okay,
She has completed the program.
understood.
All right, there you are.
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck. Take care.
Thank you.
I have my stuff in. Can you get in my stuff? File my notes. What's that? Jim? And then I don't have, here's for free, but I didn't follow it. I didn't follow. Oh, no, I got them all. In the matter of People versus Michael Wilson on 243-986, is there a Michael Wilson?
Yeah, his attorney's.
Oh, we'll wait for Mr. Gonzalez. Your attorney's not here. I gotta talk to you about why you didn't complete your class.
Is Mr. Mason here for Collison?
Yeah. Are you here for Andrew Collison? In the matter of People versus Stephanie Hall, 243-822. Parents, just for the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ryan Mason, standing in for the attorney of record, and Allison on behalf of defendant Ms. Hall, who's present to my right.
All right. Anything else by way of elocution or any additions to corrections?
First, Your Honor, yeah, there's nothing changed in the PSI report. I reviewed it with Ms. Hall. As far as elocution, Your Honor, I would just note that this is Ms. Hall's first offense in over 20 years involving alcohol. The first time she was 19, made a mistake of youth. She made a mistake again in this case, but there's no other intervening history between the two. She's here today to take responsibility for this mistake and is working to put it behind her. We would also, Judge, ask the court for some either guidance or a change to her restrictions. Her license currently restricted from this charge. And the language in this little vague. Ms. Hall's a single mother. She needs to take her kids to and from school, and she's concerned that the language and the restrictions doesn't allow that.
Well, that's what the Secretary of State, though.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. I think she's eligible after 30 days. It should have been after the conviction. Well, anyways, you can look it up for
Thank you.
it. Anything else?
We'd ask that the court adopt the recommendations set forth for the PSI.
Or will adopt as amended. As to number 2, $550 fines and costs, all fees. Force program, either through CST or its equivalent. That's supposed to be through, not CST, but DOT. Through DOT Caring Center, complete the same. Time to pay. We'll start with 60 days. You need to set up a payment plan, just the amount that you're able to pay. You can always do that. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
In the matter of People versus Melton, file number 212812.
Morning, Your Honor. Eleanor Herman on behalf of Sierra Milton.
Why didn't she show up for her PSI?
The interview?
Yeah. Failed not once, but twice.
I didn't know that was a-
Adjourn, reset. You are here in Saginaw?
Okay, so-
All right, you'll need to provide your updated address as well.
okay, so-
All right. Have a seat, so Ms. Slaughter can get that for you. Do you know where Mr. Gonzalez is?
We're outside.
Oh, he took his claim.
You'll get your PSI. And this one. The Hernandez one. A little confusion there. So we're gonna end up doing it. It was canceled for today, we're gonna just resurrect it. Doesn't mean resurrect.
You should address.
Oh, he might as well follow you right up. How'd you do to your leg?
Rugby game.
Oh.
Somebody like cheap shot me.
They sure have fun.
You know, it was a great time up until it wasn't.
Mr. Wilson, I'm gonna call your file.
We don't have the probation agent, John.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because what I have to say is gonna take a minute, so. In the matter of People versus Wilson, 243986, appearances for the record.
Your Honor, Anthony Gonzalez on behalf of Mr. Wilson, who is to my left at the podium.
Let's first address why he did not show up for his pre-sentence interview.
So, Your Honor, I did discuss that with Mr. Wilson. He says he didn't know the date of that. He has been compliant with all pretrial services. He did receive a letter from pretrial services that he was compliant with everything. So I'm not sure where the miscommunication happened in terms of this date. Mr. Wilson is upset that he missed that date because he understands that that most likely led to these recommendations. I was gonna ask the court to consider adjourning so we could meet with Ms. Slaughter since he has been complying with pretrial services up until this point.
I want to know why he didn't complete or even enroll or start his CST counseling for the domestic violence charge that he has for 424, where he was sentenced by Judge Jones.
Your Honor, nobody has contacted me about anything. I don't know.
That's not my issue. That's your issue.
You're right.
Your Honor, I don't know who the attorney was on that case. I don't believe it was me. I don't know who,
It was not you.
I don't know who did that. So I'm not sure the conversations that were had with Mr. Wilson to ensure that he.
I know
fully
what the
understood.
conversations were from the court, and that was to pay fines and costs, CST counseling, and then, I forget the other part of the judgment.
Your Honor.
But it was clear right at the bottom.
Your Honor, I do understand that. I would ask the court to consider giving Mr. Wilson a chance. Again, he has been compliant with the pretrial services portion of what this court has asked him to do. I don't know about the domestic violence CST portion. Having the conversation here today, I can work with Mr. Wilson to make sure that he gets enrolled with that tomorrow, today, if the court, if Ms. Joseph has time for that. And start to work towards the things that are required of him by Judge Jones and this court.
If he were drug tested today, how would he test?
He would be clean now.
What don't you understand?
Your Honor, we're just discussing the Judge Dern's portion of this. Since I wasn't the attorney, we're just having a conversation about what that looks like and how to follow through on some of those obligations.
Pretty simple.
I think I-
Don't beat women. Get treatment for you not liking women for whatever reason you want to beat women. I had you once before and the case got dismissed. Believe, unless it was Michael Donald, may have been Michael Donald.
Yeah, no,
Forgive me
Your
if
Honor,
I
I've
was
never
wrong
done
on
this.
that.
I believe that is the first record that it's either.
And me and my wife have reconciled since all this has occurred. She's in court right now. Yes. Let's take care.
Take out civil, family, probate, criminal. And add his date of birth. I even think Miss Joseph sent something out to you too. Did he get a date on when he was supposed to be there for your pre-sentence? Did he sign that date?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
I don't know when the date was.
September 9th at 8:30, right at the top.
And if I signed it, I signed it, but it wasn't made clear to me that I was supposed to do anything other than sign a piece of paper.
They do tell you that at the desk, sir.
I'm not denying, I'm not saying they didn't, I'm saying it just wasn't made clear to me. that that's what I was
Well,
supposed to do.
let's approach it from this angle. What will it take to make it clear to you on what your responsibilities are with regard to the accountability portion of, at least with the case that you have before me, which was stealing?
Your Honor, as to that, understanding that there's some issues in terms of Mr. Wilson possibly remembering the date, I would be more than happy to facilitate that to make sure as his attorney that he is appearing for those, that he's reminded of those dates. That way he can appear for them with Ms. Slaughter to get forward, moving forward with this precinct.
You know, Mr. Wilson and I are both pushing 60 in our age. Think that unless there's an early onset, that these are things that he should be aware of. Old enough to do. Here we go. Plus, you're supposed to enter a payment plan. I'm printing this out for you.
Your Honor, is that for the domestic violence case?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Inform Judge Jones that you have failed to comply with the terms of your judgment here. Have you been making your monthly payments?
I made one and I need to make another one.
It was on 8/2 was $50 per month, starting 8/2.
And I know I'm behind on one and I need to.
Tomorrow's supposed to be payment
I'm
3.
sorry, Your Honor.
Tomorrow is payment 3.
Okay.
Do this. Let's see. We'll adjourn today. We must contact Ms. Joseph at CST Counseling by tomorrow.
He's got a flyer. I did give him a flyer, Your Honor, and we did discuss him calling Ms. Joseph as soon as he talked to her today.
10 to 4 noon, because I will talk to Ms. Joseph at noon, see if you've done that. If you have not done that, I will revoke bond. I will send someone from the county with cop badge, cop gun, cop hat, cop car with lights to bring you back then I'll have you set.
Get it done.
Your Honor, if I could just check with Ms. Slaughter,
I don't know.
do you have a date for PSI or?
No, you'll have to go to the department.
I'll walk along.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck. In the matter of People versus Hernandez on 242820. Appearances for the records.
Deborah Cutton on behalf of the defendant.
Any additions, subtractions, or deletions?
No, Judge.
Now, this was one that wasn't on the. Well, anything else by way of elocution?
No, we just asked that the court follow the recommendation.
Only thing I did was I wrote a note on what was. Why did you take it?
I was short on money. I wasn't even really thinking about it. I was just short on money and I had a nephew's birthday party and a young lady had senior night.
Or what?
I'm sorry.
What was senior night?
Where one of the girls buy a gift for there's the senior going on.
Oh, okay. Give me a minute here since I didn't have a chance to. Do you have your license?
It's in my vehicle.
No, but I mean, is it valid?
But yes, it's valid
Okay.
ID.
Brandon Reed.
I'm sorry.
Do you know a Brandon Reed?
Yes.
What's up in that little? What's going on with that?
That's my daughter's father.
I understand he was sentenced last year in front of Judge Hoffman.
I don't think so, yes.
Okay. I also understand that there is a probation violation that was set. Well, there was an order to discharge just a month ago. Case was 24. 20. So how are things going there?
Oh, we're still not together.
Okay. How old is your child that you have together?
She's 17.
17? What support do you have then?
Just me working.
Any family support, any?
My mom helps out with her too, yes, for school stuff and things, yes.
Her daughter is here, Joe.
Hi, how are you? Well, thanks. Are you in school?
Sure.
Which one?
Carlson High School.
Oh, okay. Cavaliers. Do this. $50 fines and costs, 75, 50, 50. Here's what I'm focus on. I'm gonna refer you over to CST for assessment and placement. It says theft offenders, but talk to Miss Joseph, see what, you can talk with her about pretty much anything. All right, if you don't have any prior record. And just wondering if there are other stressors out there and you just kind of went on autopilot or something. All right, good luck with everything. Take care, be well. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Time to pay, Joe?
Oh, yeah, 60 days. We'll work with you. Not worried so much about that. I'm more worried about you connecting with Miss Joseph. And she's gonna charge you something, I don't know what it is, but you can put us on the back burner in your fines. And that's 60 days, if you have to establish a payment plan, if it's $5 a month, $10, that's fine. I want you more to focus with Miss Joseph. Good luck with everything.
Thanks, Judge.
We're not ready yet.
And until 2:30.
30?